options. Like, oh my gosh, you know what? It just it
you got
saddens me.
sexual options. They want to smash. You've only been getting piped down. You don't qualify for anything else. That's the truth.
No.
Because if you else, you would get it. If I qualify for a job and I applied, you think I get the job?
Okay, so like right now, like I'll be honest, like even with my situationship, like I really, really just like enjoy the sexual part. Like, but then like months gone by, like I start to feel like really awkward and weird when he's like around other girls. Like I'm like, why? But like at the same time, it's like, but he doesn't want me. So like, why am I dealing with him? Like if I like, why am I liking him? Right? Like.
Okay, a question. Should women wait until marriage to have sex? And Hunter, let's start with you.
I think I already lost. So yeah, by loyalty, yes.
What do you mean by
loyalty? Like loyalty.
Maybe
like if
God.
I'm loyal, like yes.
To loyal to God.
Loyal. Yes.
What do you mean? No.
Wait, what?
Like,
no.
Ladies. One mic, no, add in.
It's a hard
So,
question,
what do you
Cooley, what
mean?
I'm saying.
No, it's not.
What do you mean by loyalty?
Like, if I know I'm going to be with someone 100% loyal.
No. So you're looking at this question anecdotally.
Okay.
You need to look at it in general. The question is, should women to have sex?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, perfect.
She don't believe that. She just said whatever she thought he wanted to hear. There's no way she's even doing that. You could tell from her energy. She's not waiting until marriage. Get out of here with that.
Now, and why?
I think they should wait because I think building a relationship is like mental and emotional. Getting to know someone is so like important and like
sounds good. It's crazy how they all got the default answer. Like it just sounds like they all got it saved up and stored when it's time to use it. How many times you heard this shit?
having that sexual like experience should be like postponed until you actually know the person fully. Like I think especially like if I was going to get into a committed relationship and I know I'm going to marry this man, I probably wouldn't have sex until.
Sounds like the translation there is I'm going to deny the loser that I think I'm going to marry. I'm going to deny him sexual access, but I'm going to give all these other guys who I don't really care about, but I think are dope, but I know are above what I could get. Those are the ones that I'm going to let smash. I'm going to let those ones smash. Okay, that's what I heard.
Like that ring is on there, on that finger. Generally, loyalty is definitely 100% part of like my quality, especially if I'm in a long-term relationship, which I have been in a long-term relationship. I think that's like right on the top tier of the list.
Fair enough. What about you?
No.
No. All right. And why?
Well,
at least she kept it buck. I'll give it to that. I'll give her that. She kept it a buck.
one, I don't want to have sex with someone that it's going to be terrible for the rest of my life if it's not something I enjoy. And two, how are we going to learn?
About number one. Well, you go to number two. Go ahead.
As someone who is not my selfish in a general sense, like I think people should be able to experience themselves and what they believe in and not in a negative manner. You can go on dates and know a person, then date them and have sex with them if that's you, but it will or will not work out. But you shouldn't have to force yourself to wait to enjoy yourself and have a good time for marriage, because what if that person ends up being abusive or whatever it is? You know, you never know. So that's my personal opinion, though.
All right. So the second answer you gave you was like just catastrophizing.
I really got a question. You don't be giving no signs that a guy is abusive, like before he's abusive? I really just wonder. This is like a question I wonder many times. I just wonder, was there any signs, any writings on the wall, any red flags that you felt like came before the abuse? I'm just wondering.
we'll get to that in a second. First answer you gave, you were comparing women, you know, if they wait to have sex until marriage, then you don't know if the sex is going to be good. So basically, why wait? Because I want to know if the sex is going to be good. Let me ask you a question about that part, right? Can you miss something you never had?
No, but I think people should be able to experience what they want to experience, and each person has choice, and that's why we're here.
Anything that you never had. Now, if you only had ice cream and nothing to compare it to, you only had vanilla ice cream, you didn't have chocolate, didn't have butter pecan, didn't have Rocky Road, you didn't have all of those other
Look, I always hate Cooley's the way he explaining things and like the comparisons that he uses. He used ice cream to make that relative to being in a relationship, waiting for marriage and not having sex. Weird comparison. I don't know where he got that from.
flavors. You think that you will enjoy vanilla ice cream and be satisfied with vanilla ice cream?
Is there other options available where you can learn? Because you don't have to experience something to know that you crave it or not. You can also read it in a book or a magazine, see another dynamic or something else on TV or...
No. So what I'm asking you is, now, yes, we have 5 senses that absorbs the external, seeing, touching, tasting, hearing, smelling. So yeah, you can observe.
And in a book to see if you're going to like it or not. To me, that would be the analogy she used. Sounds like, oh, so you going to listen to other women being like, I had a great experience with this guy. So, you know what I mean? Like, he rocked my world. Because that's, come on, that happens a lot, does it not? It does not.
Something and also be influenced by it. But I'm asking you, can you miss something you never had? You already answered and said, no, you can't miss it. You may want something that you never had, but you won't miss it. And the missing factor is what's more potent. So basically, I'm simply getting to is you're saying that, well, if a woman waits to have sex for marriage, then she may not like having sex with the guy that she marries. So I'm just simply saying, if you have nothing to compare your husband to because you are a virgin, then how do you know that it would be bad?
Do they look like they trying to be virgins, bro? Let's just be honest. I mean, that's crazy that he even asked that. We know damn well both of these women right here is not virgins, nor did they ever think about being virgins. They not convicted like that, even if one of them is Christian. I know the one with the glasses is definitely not Christian.
Trying to calculate this answer here. Women, I'm going to example the answer.
Okay.
I've met women who've been in long-term relationships that have been waiting for never climb. That's sad. So why would someone want to willingly
Is it sad climax before?
A little bit of both, because one...
Wait.
for the female. If that's someone you're going to marry, that means you love, therefore you should want to...
You see her face though. She kind of know where he's going with this. It's definitely that was a good point. That was actually a good point by Cooley. 100%.
Now, does it take a man's climax to have a baby or a woman's climax?
I didn't know word about science and babies now.
Well, what the main purpose is for, I would say, what's the purpose for us on this planet? Like, why are we here?
Multiple different reasons.
What's the main purpose for us being here?
The answer you're looking for is reproduce.
To reproduce. So it takes the man, it doesn't take the woman climax to reproduce. So I'm simply saying in a marriage, it's more of a duty. Of course, it's going to be every relationship, there's ups and downs and stuff. But let me finish this real quick.
You cut me off as well.
Yeah, I got you. Let me finish my statement. I'm simply saying this, you know, you can't miss what you never had. And your position as well. If the woman marries a man, if the woman waits to have sex for marriage, then she wouldn't know if he's good enough. I'm simply saying she has nothing to compare it to, so he wouldn't be bad. He can only be what she has.
So let me ask you this now.
Sure.
Why exactly were you now referring to okay, marriage and then the duty. Those are two completely different topics. If we're humans are supposed to reproduce, yes, completely understand that. However, we're talking about the science behind why we're supposed to be here, and then also now the other part you're asking is the marriage part and the happiness. So which conversation topic would you want to go to? Because we could talk about the duties and how men and women, what their duties are supposed to be here, or we can talk about a marriage and how it should be.
Yeah, they all play
I could definitely tell she's tiring to talk to. She's already like making me annoyed already listening to her.
into one.
Agree, but it also
Yeah.
different topics, and it's like a
No, it's not different topics because a marriage, where that's what the conversation about. Wait to have sex till marriage. A marriage encompasses many different things. Like, of course, you're going to be having sex. Many people, when they go into the majority of people, when they marry one another, they reproduce, they procreate. So I'm simply saying you're talking about the woman climaxing. Oh, well, it's sad if a woman doesn't climax. Well, it's sad for you because you climaxed before. It is not sad for her. She never experienced it before. She never experienced butter pecan ice cream. You've experienced those nuts in your ice cream. She ain't experienced those nuts in her ice cream. So you may be like, well, you don't have nuts in your ice cream? And she's like, yeah, girl, I don't want nuts in my ice cream. I'm happy without nuts. So I'm simply saying a woman that has not experienced multiple men, she has nothing to compare and contrast with. So you cannot say that, well, you know, it's not good if the woman marries, got nothing to compare it to. I think women, they find themselves, and men as well, when you're hookup culture, when you're hooking up with a multitude of people, you bring in contrasting your partner to other people in your past. And women do this especially, which is why well, that's another story, but what's your point there? Any points of contention with that?
Of course.
But
I do believe that hookup culture is way too much. I do believe that a lot of people have lost their way.
Okay.
And I definitely do agree that there's certain attributes you can do to like make it more meaningful. Like, let me rephrase.
That's what you could do to make hookup culture more meaningful. I gotta see where she going with this. That's crazy. I ain't never heard nobody say that.
How are you going to know what you like if you don't know? You can date whatever that is and compare and contrast. However,
wait, how?
sorry,
I'm just trying to follow you.
No, you're totally fine.
How you gonna know what you like if you don't know what you like? Maybe you were just confused, and by dating more people and trying more situations out, you're gonna just continue to be confused because you don't have it together currently, and you've tried other things, you've tried other people, you've compared to other people. You agree with what he's saying, but you can't fully agree with it because then it changes the narrative for whatever ideology you have in your head.
I just lost my train of thought there. Bear
You got
with
you.
me.
Let's bring it back. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Ys.
But
bad.
because well, the point we're trying to get at is it's better for women to just have one, men and women, but mostly for women, because it's better for women to have one partner than multiple because of what Cooley said. You guys will compare and contrast and you guys will never be satisfied. And also,
I disagree.
because think about it. If you only have...
She disagree there. I don't really know what you're saying. When you disagree, you sound crazy. You sound crazy. So you want multiple guys? You want to have multiple guys and just be doing whatever? I don't know if she's listening to what he said.
If you only had one sexual partner and that's all you ever experienced, obviously with practice and as time goes on, it's going to get better. When you do something more than once, it gets better because you guys are learning each other, you guys are learning each other's bodies. But when you've been with 10 other guys and you're in a relationship, you're not gonna be satisfied because you
miss it. That's why I asked the question: can you miss something that you never had? Now, the thing is, what is true is if you wait to have sex until marriage, yeah, you may be influenced by reading a book, you may be influenced by watching some TV shows, and you may desire to want to have some type of intimacy with another man. That could be there. You may find a man that's attractive while you're out. That could be there, right? But that's a want that's different than miss. Currently, right now in modernity, women are sleeping around. Therefore, women find themselves in a position where it's harder for them to feel satisfied and to really settle down because they slept with too many men. Now, if it could be a situation where it's like, what'd you say?
I'm saying sure. Like,
Yeah.
I feel as though that's a point and valid for a case in women that have slept with multiple men and they have these expectations on other men because they have that experience. Cool. But I would still tell a virgin, don't wait till marriage. I prioritize pleasure. Anything else, whatever, even if it's by yourself.
Prioritize pleasure. And that's the problem right there, man. That is the problem right there. If pleasure is the most important thing in your life is going to be tough for you because you're always going to be looking for something to please you. And when you have hard times, when you have struggles, you're going to still be looking for something to please you. And you're not even going to be the things that you pay attention or holding yourself accountable. If pleasure is the most important thing in your life, that is crazy. That we have this whole world the way it looks. It's because people are pleasure. They're chasing things that are fleeting. None of this shit is real. It's not reality. You need to really get away from this. This type of thinking is very immoral.
Pleasure. You don't have to have sex. Don't. But I'm not going to say
That's bad. Most women want marriage and kids and a long-lasting, loving relationship. How can a relationship be? Because you will always be comparing your husband to the guys that you had previous that were pretty good, sex partners.
And
so
not
you'll
only
never
that,
be satisfied, and you're gonna end up leaving the relationship like most women do. For example, one more thing, I lost my virginity at 16 with a girl who was also a virgin. We were both virgins. The first time we did it was horrible, but as we kept doing it, it got better and better and better.
And are you still with her?
I was about to say the married.
Yeah,
Well,
marry that person.
So it's very simple, right? If you are saying basically you want men and women to be hedonists, you're basically putting every girl in her situation, right? Because her situation is she's with a man where she wants a commitment from, but he doesn't want to commit to her because he has other sexual options.
Okay.
And the reason why he has other sexual options because those women are having sex with him and not waiting for marriage. They're having sex before marriage. So if all women are having sex before marriage, then it puts many women in her situation where they're with a guy that don't want to elevate them to wifey level or any true commitment because she made the mistake of having sex before marriage. And those other girls that he's having sex with, they're doing the same thing, having sex prior to marriage.
I don't say mistake though. Why do you say mistake?
Because for her, it's a mistake because get what she wants.
What is your viewpoint of women and the way that are you a godly man yourself?
Yeah, hold up. But
I don't know.
I can't get what I want.
Yeah, you want a relationship.
you want a
from the guy
relationship.
that's-
Isn't that
can't
what
get
she's
it.
there for? Or aren't you there? Like, aren't you?
Look at her face. Did y'all see her face? Her face was bothered. Look at that. She was bothered.
Get what I want.
Yeah, you want a relationship.
you want
from
a
the guy
relationship,
that's-
but you
Isn't that
can't
what
get
she's
it.
there for? Or aren't you there? Like,
That's crazy. Like, why was she so bothered by that? Why was she so emotional? I can't get what I want.
aren't you like having sex? You're actively having sex.
But-
So
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
what
I'm
you're- that's what
actively.
you're there for.
Right,
That's what
but
he's
she
giving.
al-
That's what you're taking from
But
him.
she
Like,
also
that's
said
what
that
I-
she also said
she
that
said
she
that.
wants a
Want him.
relationship,
Yeah.
but her. You know what I'm saying? So she's not getting what she wants. She's getting half of what she wants. And that half is sex, but she wants a commitment, but that guy doesn't want a commitment with her. So that's why I was saying if you just stick with one
person.
one sexual partner, you wouldn't be caught in that situation.
But you just
Okay,
gave yourself an
there. I
example.
probably still would say my advice would probably still be have sex before marriage, but still vet. Like I'd still vet
You know what
the
it is?
right
'Cause
way.
sex
If
affects-
that maybe should be the person that you're gonna marry, but don't wait. You don't have to wait for marriage. Who
Yes.
gives-
I
many women have
can't.
you
I
slept
mean,
You know what it is? Look, sex psychologically affects you ladies way more than it affects men. That's why men are able to have sex with multiple women and still want a relationship and be with our woman and not divorce or leave her.
And it's
I think
from a
it depends on the woman.
biological level. No, it's
Right.
from a biological level. Women, you're higher in oxytocin. So oxytocin is a pair bonding chemical that women release, and they release it at higher levels when they're pregnant to pair bond with your baby. This is why, women that have young babies, they develop milk in their breasts, and if their baby is crying, the breast would just start leaking. That's a peer bonding mechanism that happens. But
it's
the
also the
same
woman's
way,
choice.
the same way women peer bond with their baby is they peer bond in a similar way with their.
Gotta hold Cooley accountable because he dodged that when she asked a question about his personal life and if he's a godly man. He dodged that question. I don't know why. Well, we know why. We got to be accountable as men as well, because you don't get married and do the right things by not doing the right things. And you can sit here and speak about things, but if it's not something you fully understand and you haven't experienced it, and I spoke about this on my channel before, like if you're not married or you're not having an intention about getting married, talking about it, it sounds good, but we're always going to ask you to practice it as well. You know what I'm saying? You can sit here and talk about beautiful things that you read in a book, but if you ain't never do it, I really can't take your opinion. I can't take your thoughts seriously because I don't know if you could actually practice that and put that into real time. You know what I mean? It sounds amazing, but what is the reality of it?
Mate, their husband, that guy.
It's all energy.
So I'm simply saying that, well, the more you experience and the more guys you have sex with, the higher the prop with your future mate. So, and it's also statistics out that it shows that when a woman reaches a body count between 5 or 6, the probability goes down to about 20% in a long-term relationship, because then it's harder for her to peer bond. If we look at divorce rates, women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. When we look at women who break up with men, just show of hands, have you ever been broken up with before? Okay, so that's 1 out of 4, right? And usually when we ask this question, we had nearly 1,000 women on a show. It's about 98% of women are the ones that's breaking up with men, and it's not the other way around.
But let's go. Women is going to keep it a buck when it comes to who broke up the relationship, right? Because in their mind, they're always able to do better. They're able to get something else. They're able to get back out there. There's people probably hitting them up while they're on that mode. So they're not going to actually take accountability. And who wants to say that? What woman wants to say, someone broke up with me? Men would be honest. I feel like men would be way more honest about that situation because it is what it is. We know, hey, we got to get back out there. We got to get back up and do our thing. And nobody cares. Nobody is going to be there to hold your hand or help you when you're crying. Nobody wants to see you crying as a grown man. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to being a woman, everybody's going to be on your side, soothing to you, telling you things that's lies, especially men. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Men is out here talking crazy to women and not holding them accountable at all because they like, F it, man. I'm trying to be next. I'm trying to get my turn. You know what I mean? So the delusion is not just on women. It's both on men and women. And I do believe that men need to be accountable for their actions as well, especially in this dating market, especially in America. The morals, we need to up the shit, man. We really need to up it, especially my black men. And my black men, I need y'all to understand. It's possible. You can get married. I know the numbers say different. I know numbers is against us, but you can do it. And I know a lot of black men are very afraid, feel like they have a lot to lose. They feel like it's nothing, it's not worth it. And they want to keep playing around and hit the field and do it. You can do so much more when you have a strong woman at your side. But you got to do work on yourself too, to keep that strong woman. You know what I mean? To maintain that. You got to rise to the occasion. But it does bring a lot of peace to your life if it's the right woman. If it's not the right woman, You already know how that go. But we got to have the discernment. We got to have the connection with God. If we don't have all these things going on as the head, you should be the head of the household. The order has to go God, man, woman, and children. If it's not that, if you relying on whatever she's going to do and you just hoping, it's going to be a tough road. It's going to be a tough road. We're going to get into it personally very soon. Appreciate everybody on the page, man. All my followers, all the subscribers. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already.
So why are you breaking up with your guy? Because you're unsatisfied. You get what I'm saying? Satisfied is because you've experienced sexual relations with many different men.
Is it often sexually though that
Yeah,
women
why can't
like?
it just be something else?
Is it often sexually?
Because sex is the most highest form of submission for women. So that's when you pair bond the most with a man. And then not only that, the other thing, right? So the more you have sex with a man,
Submissive. Any
Sorry.
woman that has sex is submissive. That's the most submissive thing a woman can do. So any woman that's
I don't-
yeah, sex
I don't
is,
believe in
sex
any
is
of
the
this.
most ultimate form of. You don't have.
How you not believing that? You opening your legs to a person and they're entering you. How could you not believe that that's submissive? I just don't understand how you can hear certain things, especially being a woman and maybe not being honest. There's probably not a lot of people that want to be honest, but that sounds very submissive. You're opening your whole body to somebody. The man's not opening his body to you. You know what I mean? Unless he's doing some weirdo stuff. And I know it's a lot of weirdo people out here doing all types of things, but if you're having regular sex, you know what I mean? If you're having regular sex, it's usually the man leading and the woman, receiving. I don't know. This is crazy work.
I know.
I
want you to
literally
share
will
your
interject.
opinions. Yeah, I want you to share your opinions, but let me just land my plane because she asked the question. So, sex is the most ultimate form of submission for a woman from a secular perspective. From a religious perspective, I would say that submitting to God, full submission to God, that would be there. That would probably be the most ultimate form. But right below that would be sex for a woman. Because you're submitting your body and your will to another individual. For a man, we don't submit to a woman during the act of sex.
What'd you have to say?
I'm just
Some men, because some wild stuff going on out here. Who knows? Especially in Hollywood, especially in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what so-called dudes is doing these days.
like laughing at this because I don't think everything is about sex 100%.
Well, for you, it is because you can't get a relationship. You're only getting sex. He's only piping you down.
Okay.
So everything you is about sex.
Not necessarily. I mean, you're talking about we're talking about the relationship, right? Like I didn't
look. All you are getting is sex.
Yeah,
and
you're
I
know
know
that.
To say
And
that
I
real
know
quick.
that.
You're trying to say that. Wait, everything isn't about sex. Well, if everything isn't about sex, how about you try a little harder to get something more than just sex?
But do you go out?
I go out.
on dates?
Yes, I
There's
do.
other benefits that come with it.
I
than just
have
sex.
other options too.
More opportunities of sex. The niggas don't want to wipe you up. They want to smash.
Well, she's still going out to lunch.
More options, more bodies. That's basically what she was saying. More bodies. Yeah, they not doing that. And she need to worry about her health as well. I think she needs focus on her health and wellness. You know what I mean? Stop worrying about anything else. Just get on that health and wellness tip first. Do some fasting. Get some green in your life. You know what I'm saying? Get some kale, some avocado. You know what I'm saying? Drink some water. Get blessed.
They
Wow.
want to smash.
I'm just saying.
Listen, I have options. Like, oh my gosh, you know
Well,
what? It just
yes,
it's me. 'cause-
Sexual options. You do
No.
not have relationship
What
options.
about men?
No.
That's what I want to talk about.
Okay, you have
Oh.
relationship options?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I
so
can call
guys,
him
wait
right
a
now.
while.
Okay, look, real quick.
That energy. He don't want you to be saying that if that's true. He don't want you to be up there saying that. Like you making him look crazy now. If he was an option, he probably gonna change his mind if he see this.
Do you want a relationship?
Yes and no.
Well, time out. You just admitted in the beginning of the podcast that you do want a relationship but the guy that you're talking to doesn't want to give you a relationship, but then you say you have relationship options. No, those other guys, if you wanted the relationship from those guys, you would take a relationship. The truth is you don't actually want a relationship from those guys that you have. You don't want them.
Ding, 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 ding. So they not options now.
That could be.
I mean, that's
the
true.
truth.
That's a fact.
all women.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fact. Like, I'll agree with
He was sitting there telling us that dudes that she don't even think is an option. How is that an option? And I don't mean to use the same word so many times, but make it make sense. Make it make sense.
you on that, but like,
So if you agree, that means that you do not have relationship options.
You have
Going
Your
back to my
entire
point, you're there for the
experience
sex,
with
and that's what he's
men-
giving you, and that's what
I
you're
mean,
accepting,
that's
and
literally
One
what
mic
I
at a
want.
time. Your entire experience currently right now, I'm not sure how long it's been, is only sex. You've only been getting piped down. You don't qualify for anything else. That's the truth.
No.
Because if you
Disagree.
if you qualify for something else, you would get it. If I qualified for a job and I applied, you think I get the job?
Not all
My
men.
resume was good. The
Not
interview
always
was-
Cooley, especially you being a black brother, especially if you was in LA, man. It's not always like that. Just because you qualify don't mean you're gonna get the job. It might be other people that qualify. I'm telling you, this dude, the way the analogies he comes up with, terrible, trash. I don't know who be telling him these analogies. They don't make sense, nigga.
was great. I met all of the qualifications.
How many-
You think I would get the job? Yeah, I would get
Look,
the job.
man,
I qualify for the job with that guy. He doesn't want to elevate you to commitment level. And the other guy, though,
That's not a
listen,
job.
you don't actually want to go to those other jobs. That's what you listen to this, ladies. It's an analogy. You said that you have other options.
Yo, he got the worst analogies, I think. And he's a smart dude. He be saying a lot of things that make sense. He's good with his books too, you know. But the analogies, bro, I don't know. Like, you lose me every time when you use analogies because there's so many holes in the analogies that he uses. I'm like, who the hell be talking and debating with this dude? Oh, man, you are not that smart when it comes to analogies. Stay in the fields that work for you. But if you was dealing with someone who's actually a writer, like I'm a songwriter and a ghostwriter, metaphors and analogies, all those type of, man, just like that. I'm like, that didn't make sense, bro. Nah, you would get cooked. If he was a battle rapper, I promise you, he would get cooked. Can you imagine him with these whack ass analogies?
Meaning that you have other potential jobs. The truth is, you're happy and satisfied with this job that you're working, but he doesn't want to actually fully hire you, right? It's like you're doing slave work.
Because he's working for
It's
free.
like you're working for free, not getting paid anything.
That's a good analogy.
Which
So if you like that clip and you want to watch,
Sir, so we all tied up, man. We all finished up. If y'all enjoyed that, make sure y'all hit the like button first and foremost. Make sure y'all hit that hype button. We almost monetized. Been doing this thing, bringing y'all content probably for about, I think it's been about 4 months or so, maybe less. Could be like 4 months, maybe 3 months. I'm not sure. I got to go check the timeline. But I'm putting in a lot of work. I'm taking a lot of time out. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to get into rap debates because I know y'all love talking about rap debates. Matter of fact, speaking about that, let's go see what the numbers is. Put up a poll today. So I want to see what the poll came back as. Let's do this real quick. So what did we put up? We put a post up about, I think it was the best. I think it was the name the best rapper out of the options that we got listed. Can y'all see that? So we got Cassidy, AZ, Papoose, and Cannabis. So it looks like Cassidy got 46%, AZ got 33%, Papoose got 17%, surprisingly, and Cannabis got 4%. And I say surprisingly because I'll be surprised that y'all be knowing who Papoose is. I'll be really surprised that people know who Papoose is. Like, And there'll be a lot of people in the comments talking crazy when it comes to Papoose, as if he was like one of the most talented guys from New York. It's absolutely not true. Absolutely ludicrous. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Now, I am happy that y'all gave my man Cassidy some love, because I feel like Cassidy deserves some love. A lot of people be talking crazy about him in the community when it comes to this rapping. Well, really the battle rap community. I wouldn't even say the rap community, but the battle rap community, where Cassidy's watching all of that. You know what I mean? But I think he still be doing his thing. If you can go and step in the ring and step in front of battle rappers and actually perform and not, you know what I'm saying, not get completely wiped out, and you're an industry rapper at one point, you was an industry rapper, you was on songs with R. Kelly, to me, that's dope. That's dope to me. I think y'all got to put a little more respect on the man's name. As far as Papoose, again, I think Papoose could make good lyrics. I don't really think he could flow on the beat like that. To me, at least to me, he didn't flow on the beat properly. He was a little bit off. He never really had that energy. He never had that star quality to me. He just could rap. He could put lines together. And it's hard for me, being from New York and being active on the underground scene, to really be like, yo, this man was a legend. He was dope. He really did his thing. He did his numbers. He's really barring him up. Nah, bro, I know people. Graph. If y'all go look Graph up, there's no way you could tell me Papoose was better than Graph. It's mad rappers that I could name. Ransom to me is better than Papoose. I don't know. Maybe it's just I like the way they was flowing, and they had the punchlines and the bars, all of that. Like, it's so many people I could name off the top of my head where I'm like, Papoose is not that. And it's not taking nothing away from him, because we're not saying he's trash. I want people to hear that every time. But it's so many other people. If we go into the underground scene, myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even trying to be funny. But y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be back with new content every day. I'm dropping every day. And eventually we about to get to 2 videos